Alright everyone, welcome back to another episode of All the Mod 6. I hope everyone's doing great today. I know that I am, as always. So we're hopping right back into our game save here. Nothing really to catch you guys up on other than me doing a little bit of off-camera work. Yeah, off-camera work. There we go. On our mob farm here. So if you guys remember from the last episode, we got this awesome mob farm up and going. We just grabbed a blaze spawner from the nether and got it set up in a room with some of these dark utility plates, like movement plates and traps. And it's been awesome. It's been great. Now, the thing you might have noticed when I had it set up at the end of the last episode is that items were dropping off the sides here. Originally, I only had the one hopper that was collecting items. Now, the way that I could have helped myself with this is if I have these go all the way down to the bottom, have these gold bars go all the way down to the bottom, or have blocks here. So it really just makes a singular channel that the mobs are coming down with, and then they'll get scooped up in that one singular hopper. But I kind of like the look of how it is now. It feels a little bit more open. I don't want it to be like super closed off. So what I just went ahead and did is added some more hoppers. Very, very straightforward. Have them all tied in together and flowing into this diamond barrel. Now you might notice our diamond barrel is empty. Well, I did also go ahead and loop this into our refined storage setup, which is awesome. I was going to do it wirelessly, but when you do it wirelessly, it does take up a little bit of power when you're doing it. And I'd much rather just be tied in manually for this one, especially because if you look at the map, it's kind of hard to see, but we are actually pretty close to where we have our refined storage system set up on the main level of our area here. So all I had to do was dig a little bit back and then up and over, or over and up, I should say, and I connected it in super easy. I probably used maybe like a stack or so of the refined storage cabling to get it all the way in here, and then obviously you just use an importer on the barrel. Now if you didn't want to use a barrel as a buffer, you could just have importers go directly into you know, the hoppers, or have various ways of doing it. I like it this way. I like to have that buffer there just in case a lot of things start building up or something happens for some reason. Now the other thing I did go ahead and do is I actually got it hooked up to a wireless system for turning it on and off here. So I do have this old fancy lever, which is really cool. It's from RS Gauges, and we've used some of these boys before. We go to RS, you can take a peek at some of the different gauges that they have, which is really, really cool to see. It's one thing that you don't really think about in a mod pack, but the aesthetics of these different simple items that you use on a regular basis is really nice. So buttons and levers and so on and so forth. So there's a whole bunch of different items you can get in here, and you could actually get it even a little bit more complicated if you really wanted to. But that's not for us right now. All I did was get up and going a lever for us. It's actually pretty cool. Some of these look really, really cool. Industrial dimmer. Control shift to help. I'm kind of curious. An industrial manual redstone power to allows to manually set an output signal between 0 and 15 at the back side of the device. Ooh, that's kind of cool. Anywho, so I got it set up to this, and then I just went ahead and I used our create redstone links here because they're very easy to make, and I really like their functionality of it. I just have it placed on the back of this block here, hooked up with a frequency, and then up here on our actual spawner itself, you do have to remember, you have to shift, I think shift right click with an open hand to change this to be a receiver over here, because the one where the lever is a sender, and then this one is actually receiving the signal. As you can see, it has the little dish on top there. It's kind of hard to see, probably even harder to see on YouTube with compression and everything, but I put it right on the side of the spawner here and then set the frequency as well. So pretty straightforward. I just wanted to let you guys know that we did actually wrap that stuff up. So turning this back on, it does get kind of loud. That's why I had it off while I was talking there, but it does work great. I mean, as you can hear already, they're already kind of starting to freak out, but it's pretty loud. I could get a muffler down here. You know, it'd be useful. Actually sounds like one died up there. It's kind of interesting. But yeah, we could leave this on if we wanted to. Everything's going to flow into the barrel, which will then obviously flow into our system. We already have 97 blaze rods. As you can see, I'll hold open the barrel here. You can see everything flowing in there. A couple blaze rods, molten core, so on and so forth, automatically getting taken out and thrown into our inventory. Now, the real thing that I do want to do is actually switch this spawner to be something different. I think it'd be super useful to have it set for, I don't know, like zombies or even skeletons. Now, the way you can do it, and I did mention it in the last episode, is you can actually get a creature egg or a spawn egg. You might know it better as a spawn egg, and set the actual spawner using that egg, or yeah, that egg. So let me show you really quickly here. So we go into spawners. I think we just go to a normal one from Apotheosis here, and we go to the very last tab. Right here, you can see you can change the entity spawned with a spawn egg, and I believe you can do it with any spawn egg. It just shows a which one, but I think you can do it with any one, I believe. So, but anyway, the way that you get those spawn eggs, or have a chance to, is if you have capturing on a weapon. So I'll pull it up here. So it goes from capturing 1 to 5. I think 5 is the highest. So it makes mobs have a chance to drop their spawn egg. I do believe it is an extremely, extremely low chance of it happening, but I do happen to have capturing 4. Is that capturing 4? 6. Capturing 6 on my sword. The books go up to 5, but you can obviously get higher. You've seen that with other enchantments as well, that can be a possibility. I'm going to leave our spawner off for the time being. I don't really need it to run right now. I love how I do have this elevator, but I just choose to fly up this to make it a little bit easier. But I will pull that bad boy back up here. So we do have capturing on this now, so we can go around and try to get a spawn egg of different mobs and change our spawner there, and maybe have it set up to be running a little bit more often than what we currently have. So, with all that being said, that kind of wraps up what I wanted to run through. Now, what are we doing today? Well, there's a couple different things that I have on my list. One of the main things is getting into bees, and I think that is going to be top of mind. Bees and a wool farm. I want both of those. And I think starting into bees would be really, really cool, and to get to understand them a little bit more. I will preference this, though. I am no expert in bees, so everything that we will be doing is just going to be me going through trial and error and figuring it out as we go. But with that being said, we do need a good spot for it. So with that being said, look at this guy up here. My guy, what are you doing up here? Totem of Undying. That's actually not that bad. Get some mushrooms, some slime balls. That's actually pretty nice. But these guys spawn in so often. But anyway, like I said, we do need an area to actually work with our bees in. And as you guys know, I've been trying to spread out our setup as much as I can. I know it's probably not the most efficient to do, but why not make use of all the space that we have rather than condensing? So what I'm thinking is we have not really done anything in this space over here. So why don't we start clearing out a little bit of area here? We'll take out this dark stone. We did have an element over here. This is why this is here, if you guys recall. This is like, we haven't been over in this area in a long time. And I mean like a long time. And we'll probably get actually a extension for our storage over to here so we could actually use it. But this right here is our original mine. Yeah, I don't know if you guys remember, but we made this look super, super fancy with this soapstone bricks. And that goes all the way down into a nice mine down there. But anyway, so I think over here is going to be a great place for this. Uh-oh. We got an attack. This has happened a couple times, and I don't recall if we had it happen in the last episode or if I was off camera. But we'll get these from time to time where we'll actually have an attack on our mine colony. Now, they're actually really, really easy attacks. They're not hard at all to take on. That's why I'm taking my sweet time getting over there. I'm going to sleep through the night, actually. But yeah, there's been a couple of them. I can't recall if we've seen one on camera or not. So sorry if we've already seen one on camera, but we're going to go and take it on again. And I already forgot where they said we were going. Where is it? Southwest of our colony. Okay. Southwest. Southwest. And honestly, okay, this direction. Barbarians, there they are. And you know what we haven't used in a hot minute, which I don't even have on my inventory anymore. I put it in my backpack. That's how long it has been. Oh, wow, they're firing some arrows at us. Oh, look at that. Yeah, they're really easy. Typically, there's only like 2 of them that spawn. But they fire arrows really quick. But there we go. Easy peasy. Took out the invaders. But yeah, that is for our mine colonies. And like I was trying to say before I got distracted, which happens quite often, is we are going to be expanding our mine colonies, like I've mentioned before, mostly on stream. So if you guys are interested in seeing more of that, highly recommend checking out our streams when we do have them. So, all right, let me get some stuff together here, and we're going to actually probably go out and do some bee hunting. All right, guys, so to get going into bees, there's a few things that we need to get up and going before we go out and go searching for them. I think before I cut away, I said hunting, and I guess it's not really 100% accurate. We're not going hunting for bees. We are going to capture bees. I guess you're hunting to capture them, but doesn't matter. Either way, we're going out to find some bees. So getting into bees themselves, we can just search bees. And you could look actually up resourceful bees if that's really what you want to just filter on. It actually might give us some better options here. Yeah, if you go to resourceful bees, you can actually find the spawn eggs and everything that you can get from these. And these are some of the bees down here. Now, they have been updated since I actually started the pack. And as you can see, they have some really cool textures to them, like this vibranium bee that you can get. Like, it has the actual ore chunks on top of them. They all do, like a lot of the ore bees do. Now, they are all the same underlying sprite or the underlying form, but they just change the texture based on the ore that you're looking for. Very similar to how they do it with many of the blocks within Minecraft itself. But anyway, that's besides the point. So in order to get going, we need something very simple. Just empty bee jars. Now, we do need glass for this, and we're extremely low on glass. So let's get ourselves some glass crafted up. I think we could do 128. We got plenty of sand hanging out. It's going to take a hot minute for it to go through and get up and going. But I did clear out a space for us. I actually cleared out a decently sized space. And while that's going, actually, I'll come over here and I'll show you guys real quick while it's running. So this is the space over here that I cleared out. So we have 2 paths that we can go down. Actually, it might make more sense to get rid of one of these. It doesn't really make sense to have 2 of them. Loop around, which I actually might do that. I'll do that later, though. But we had come around here, and as you can see, I have a huge open area here now for everything. Our mine is over here. I did take out a decent amount of this land here. I really wanted to be able to, like, see out to the water, whereas before it was like a hill here that was in our way. But I am going to get some of this grass planted down because honestly, grass and foliage, it just adds so much to the game. Like, I'm trying to remember back to when Minecraft first came out. When I first started playing it, when it came out, and I don't believe it had as much foliage as it does now. And I can't even picture like how it would be if you didn't have grass and things like that you could get placed down. And I know that in the newer updates that are coming, in the newer snapshots for 1.17, they're actually going to have some really, really cool items that you can get some additional foliage up and going. But anyway, that's besides the point. So I'm just rambling now. But anyway, let's get back over here. And let's grab our glass and get our jars up and going so we can actually go out and find some bees. The other thing I actually do want to do eventually, how many should we get? Maybe like 20? 16. 17, maybe. Oh, you can only stack them in 16s. That's why. Okay, well, good to know. Very much like ender pearls. The default bees that spawn are pretty standard. You're going to find a lot of similar ones going out in the world. However, you can actually breed them together to get the different ores that you want. And let me just pull it up real quick so I can explain a little bit more. So, for example, we're probably out in the world, we're not going to find an Oreo bee. More than likely, we are going to find like this, a beeper. Yeah, a beeper. So it's like a creeper, but it's kind of cool. It gives you a bunch of information on it, group size, things like that, places you can find them, like a ton of stuff. And this one's extremely common, as you can see, because it has a lot of biomes to it. Now, you can actually show the breeding on here, and you can actually do a Yeah, if you breed them together, you'll get a beeper. Like if you breed a beeper with a beeper, it's interesting that this one doesn't have that TNT texture on it. You do need some glands with it, but let me show you a different one. Like let's say we go with gold. I believe gold you have to create together. So you need to take, like, let's say a crystal bee and a mason bee, and you could get a gold bee. Now it does take these additional items for it and to get this bred up, but we'll get into that eventually. The vibranium one is actually interesting. As you can see right here, it does not spawn in the world. That's why you need to craft it up on its own, and it's crazy. You do need a netherite bee and a drayonic bee. Just crazy. A netherite bee. How would we get that? So you do have to get up to a diamond one, and you do need a wither bee. How do you get a wither bee? You need a ghost bee and a withered bee, which is interesting. Which is a coal bee and a spooky bee. Oh my gosh, like you can see how far down. So spooky bees, it does look like we can find out in the world. So we're just going to want to do a bunch of bee collecting, and we're also going to want to grab some of these hives. Now I did notice right here, we do have a spooky bee right off the bat, so I'm going to grab him. All you got to do is right click with an empty one of these jars, and you will have him captured. Look at that, filled bee jar with a skeleton. Now, I also did pick up a resourceful bee nest, which to get going right off the bat is very good to have. You can use these as homes for your bees, but honestly, your best bet would be getting like a beehive up and going, if I'm not mistaken. Again, I do want to reiterate, I'm not an expert on the bees. I am going along with it and trying to go with the flow of what my understanding is currently of bees. So feel free to leave comments in the comment section down below on any suggestions you may have. Okay, here we go. Here's another one here. What are you? A zombie. Love it. Okay, we'll take him. He'll be useful too. I like how these ones look terrifying. They're like so scary in their little jars. We do have a hive over here. We could take a peek. Could be good to grab. Well, it's just a resourceful bee nest. It's nothing crazy, but we'll take it with us. There's some really cool ones you can actually find out in the world, and there's some really cool ones you can find in other dimensions as well. So we'll definitely be doing some time, spending some time there. What is this guy? This is a different thing. This is from Ars Nueva, Nuevo. And it's different type of being there, but we do have an RGB, which I will definitely grab him, which is awesome. I believe the RGB, I don't know, where is the... Are you the RGB? There you go. What can you make out of these guys? These guys give you different types of dyes. So these guys are really cool, but I do believe you need to have 2 of them to get going with it. So let's keep moving. These guys, those guys are like tricky. They make me think that they're bees, but they're not actually bees. We have this guy here, which again, this is not a bee, but he's flying around, so it makes me feel like he is one. We do have just a normal bee over here, which will be useful. Normal bees, you might not think you really would want a normal bee, but for breeding purposes, they're very, very good to have. Now, you look different. You are a water bee. I don't know if you have any use, but I'm kind of just on a bee collecting mission at this point, and I really want to grab as many as I can find. And this is a great place for it. You're going to find a lot of common bees in this this biome here. And I think you got another zombie there. There's a waystone. There's 2 waystones here. Holy smokes. How have I not seen this before? I'll definitely take these waystones. Where were these when I needed them before? Another mason bee for sure. There's another waystone. Holy smokes, guys. What the heck? 3 waystones all right there. I'm gonna grab, can I grab you? Thank you. What else we got here? We got a mason bee, which we already have 2 of. Another mason bee. Is this guy, right? You're an RGB. No, you're a leafy bee. I thought he was an RGB. He was so bright and colorful. But anyway, we're gonna grab that guy. Then over here, I did actually find another type of resourceful bee's nest. It's just like a blue one. They'll vary depending on the biomes that you go through, where they're spawned in at. You'll see different types. I mean, we've seen ones that spawn on the water, even back near the base as well. So that just kind of goes to show what you can find in terms of those. Now, I am thinking that we probably should go to some other dimensions here. Ooh, what do we got here? These are RGBs for sure. Yeah, RGBs for sure. We do have another waystone over here, though. I do want to grab this real quick. So many waystones. I really should utilize these more. You do have another here type of nest right here. You can see. Oh, this guy's mad. Okay, there you go. You can see right away how they are if they get mad at you. What is this guy? A zombie. And they do have an effect. What did he give us? Hunger, I think? Yeah, he is not happy. He's not a happy camper with us right now. But it's just him because he was the one who was still in the hive. All the other ones who correlate to that hive are not mad at us because, well, they weren't in the hive when I destroyed it. So, yeah, what do we got over here? What are you? A mason bee once again. I would love to find different, like, just way different types of bees than what we found thus far. But I know it's not going to be the easiest thing to do. This is a new biome though. I've never been over here before. Got some more RGBs. I really wish I had started collecting bees a little bit sooner in our gameplay because I feel like, you know, I've seen way more and I would have been able to accumulate them over the time period. But it's okay. It is what it is. So got some more of those guys. And I'm not really seeing too much else. We do have some horses over here, which is pretty cool to see. Some horses, but it's also getting nighttime. I don't believe they are out at night. So let me sleep until the daytime. All right, guys. So I was just about to head to another dimension here to look around for bees. But I noticed this little guy. Look at him. It's a tiny little boy. Oh, where'd he go? I lost him. That's how tiny he was. Where'd he go? Oh, there he is. Look at this little guy. And he's kind of going into the ground, but it's so cute. And it seems to be following the other one around. So I think maybe that's just part of their, like, how it works. But anywho, so I have collected a few more bees here along the way. I picked up a bunch of junk too. I put most everything in our backpack here, as you can see. So I did actually need my backpack open. I did want to go to a different dimension here. So let's head to a different dimension. I don't think the mining dimension, I mean, the nether probably is going to be one of our best bets to look around and try to search for bees. I believe you can find them here. I feel like I've seen them here, but I could also be mistaken. So let me take a look around in the nether and see what we can find. All right, guys, it took me some time, but I actually did find a bee in here. Where'd he go? He was just there. There he is. He's way up there. And I think it is a lava bee. I will grab you. Thank you very much. I think our inventory is full up though because I did grab some glowstone while we were here, but we do have a lava bee now, which is awesome. It was very interesting. I've been looking around in the nether for some time now, and I was having trouble actually finding any kind of bee. I was able to find a lot of their nests, but I just wasn't able to find them actually. So kind of interesting. We do have this big thing here that spawned in. I have no idea what it is. It's like some kind of temple, which is really cool. But as you can see, it does have some chests and stuff in it, which is kind of cool. I'm assuming we're not supposed to get to it this way. Ooh, there's an ancient debris there. I will take that. Auto smelt on that. That's actually pretty nice. But yeah, I have a feeling we're not supposed to go that way. It looks like it's for the piglins or whatever. But I guess I'll look around a little bit more here and see if I can spot anything. But other than that, we're probably just going to head back to the base and get some stuff set up for them to be housed in. So guys, with that being said, catch you back at the base. All right, guys, so we are back at the base. Obviously, I actually was able to pick up a couple more bees, which is awesome. So I got the lava bees, and then I also picked up 2 glowing bees, which will be extremely useful down the line. I really wish, though, that on the bees, if you were to hit use case scenario, it would show you what they are, like how they breed and can interact with other bees. I wish it would show that, but it is what it is. So anywho, so we're gonna get a couple of these beehives up and going. They're pretty easy to make. They hold 4 bees and can produce 5 honeycombs, which is really nice. And it just takes any of these nests surrounded by some grass. So we got plenty of these, so I'm just going to make up a few just to get going here. And I have picked up a couple different variants along the ways based upon different biomes and such. So I guess I'll just make a few. I don't think it hurts to have quite a few on hand here. And with these in hand, then we are going to go over to our nice little area over here. And as you can see, I've already done a little bit more work over here. So I found these sunny blossom leaf trees, which are pretty cool. They're just spruce logs with these special kind of leaves that actually have this falling particle effect, which is really cool. And I thought the bright yellowish color really added over here to our setup. Obviously, I don't have a ton yet put in place, but I think it's going to really add a nice aesthetic in here. And if we could find some more, I honestly don't know. I don't know if there's more. It looks like it's only just that one, which is a little bit of a bummer, but you can make the carpet and put them down on the ground. Ooh, that's actually pretty nice. Okay. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. Always so easily distracted. So there's also a book I should mention that goes along with this. I think I got to do @B in order to get it. Well, I have it saved over here. It's called 50 Shades of Bees, and I believe it's going to help you out through it, but you do need honeycomb to get going. So we're going to just kind of get going right off the bat. So let's place one of these bad boys down. I don't know if these guys are going to be mad when we place them. That's the other thing, too, is I haven't super thought it through. All right, so let's see here. So I think right off the bat, we'll throw in our RGBs. Now, I think I made a comment earlier how they all look mad, and I think they're mad because we scooped them up. So hopefully placing them down, it'll be fine, and they won't be mad at us. Think he went in there? I don't know. He just kind of disappeared. Oh, it seems like he did. But, like, is this not the area that they would like to be in? Honey level 0. Okay. I'm kind of curious. So, does this have an inventory to it? Oh, there he is! There's an RGB. Honey level 1. Okay. So, what if I do this? So, you right-click on a tiered beehive to collect honeycomb. Okay, so right-click. It's level 2. Maybe it doesn't have it. Must collect all honeycomb for bees to generate new ones. Right-click. That's what I'm doing, but maybe it doesn't have... Oh, it does say it has it in there. 2 RGB honeycomb. But I'm clicking on it. Do I need to smoke it out first? Is that what we need to do? All right. Because it does say we have 2 RGB honeycombs. And that's what I want to get. I want to get the RGBs. Okay. Okay, so I think I figured it out. I waited a little bit longer, and as you can see, it now has this texture on it that shows like a goldish color hanging out of it. And if we shift and hold over it, you can see there's 5 RGB honeycombs in there. And they're actually, both bees are in there right now currently. So I think if I were to take this, it would make them mad. I believe that's why you want to hold it. You know, when shearing honeycombs, we would want to do this. Right? On this? I mean, is it not? It doesn't say smoke time, though. Okay, smoke time. There we go. Okay, now they're out. There are 5 in there, so if we just right-click on it, now we are actually getting the honeycomb from it. So it just takes some time for some reason for you to actually get them. Now we have the RGB honeycomb. These are really, really cool. Like I said, you can take them and make them into a bunch of different dyes. Just so cool. Like, you literally could make any single dye that you wanted to make with it, which is awesome. I don't know if there's a way you could probably automate it. Like, if you had different patterns set up, you could get it to be automated. I don't think you could do it in a centrifuge. We'll have to see. We'll have to dive into it in our next episode because we're already running out of time here. But let me just get at least the book up and going here so we can take a peek. So, welcome to Resourceful Bees, you beekeeper. So this is really where it's going to tell you everything. It's kind of funny though, because you need to have the actual scraper. You need some honeycomb to get going, but this is going to give us through everything: bee mutation, bee breeding, bee spawning traits, the basics, the centrifuge, like apiary, everything. So I really should have got this first, so I highly recommend getting it first. But guys, we do need to wrap up the episode because this is way too long of an episode. In our next one, we'll probably keep going on the path of bees and dive into it a little bit more. I'm going to do some more research on my end because obviously, like I said many a times, I am no expert in this space. So I obviously need to do my homework to make sure that we are going on the right path here. But once again, guys, Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you all enjoyed the episode. If you did, feel free to leave a like down below. Better yet, leave me a comment. Let me know what you're thinking on this series, or if you have any tips or tricks, highly recommend leaving them down below. I do try to take some time and go through those on a regular basis. If you are new here, you want to follow along, definitely hit that subscribe button, bell notification. It'll let you know every single time I post a new episode here on the channel. I do stream over on Twitch, like I mentioned earlier, Mondays and Fridays at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Link is in the description down below, along with our community Discord, open to everyone, but please be nice over there. We do have rule sets, and if you're not nice, I'll kick you out. But it's a nice place to hang out and chit chat with others and just relax. So I try to spend a good amount of time over there as well, so feel free to drop on in if you'd like to. But other than that, once again, thank you so much for hanging out, and I will catch you all in the next episode. Take it easy.